offense.
So the Lakers moved to 11-7 with this victory over the Utah Jazz. It wasn't as glitzy and up and down as we thought it was going to be. But Laker fans are like, who cares, baby? It's a W. Confetti's falling from the ceiling. This is exactly what we want. They have won 9 of their last 11 games. The Lakers are ablaze.
There's no question that the Lakers are playing. It's a different ball game now for the Lakers. They have an understanding of how they're supposed to play. I think the coach has a better feel for his substitution pattern now. They get it that the ball goes to LeBron's hands most of the time. He'll make the decisions, and they're usually a correct decision. And the tempo has changed a little bit for them as well. A little more half-court stuff. They want to run. They want to get out on a fast break. But now the half-court sets appear more.
Yeah, well, the half-court sets are going to be a lot better because LeBron James is handling the ball more. And LeBron James, everything he touches turns to gold. So the more he handles the ball, the better things are going to look. More importantly for this game, I like the fact that the Lakers won this game, and it was a very slow type of tempo. Game played in the 80s, 90s, because we know they want to run it up. They want to get out in transition. They want the game to be 125 to 130. So to see them win a different type of game, that's impressive to me. I know it's only November, but these type of games are the type of things I look at to say, hey, can you win a playoff game when it's slowed down? And early on, the Lakers answering that question is yes.
Now, let's talk about the Utah Jazz for a moment. They fall to 8-11. They are in a tie with the Minnesota Timberwolves for 13th or 14th place, however you want to look at it. I can't believe I just said that Utah is 13 or 14 in the West, but that's what's up. That's where they're at right now. And Donovan Mitchell leaves with the rib contusion, does not return. He played 11 minutes in this game. So how concerned are you about where Utah's at right now?
Well, let me ask you this question. What did Utah do to help their roster at the end of last season?
Let me think hard. Absolutely nothing.
Grayson Allen.
Absolutely nothing.
There's something behind that statement. Okay?
No, I think Grayson.
Is that UNC on Duke crime right
I'm
there?
just playing around. I think Grayson's actually going to be a very good player. I just think it's going to take him time to grow. But when I look at a night like tonight where I see Jamal Crawford hit the game-winning shot for the Phoenix Suns, I start to wonder to myself, why didn't anybody in Utah call Jamal Crawford? He was just sitting there throughout all of training camp, all of the preseason. That was the type of move that needed to be made. Another playmaker needed to be added to this team. They needed more scoring. They needed another playmaker, especially for a team that was talking about they wanted to play at a different tempo. You can't play at a different tempo with the same players that are used to playing at a slow tempo. They played at a slow tempo last year for a reason. That's the only way they could win basketball games. They need to get back to that tempo. They did that tonight, and they were able to stay in this game. Maybe they would have had more success if Donovan Mitchell was healthy.
By playing at that tempo that he's talking about, that's what allowed them to be so good defensively last year. When they got away from that tempo, they were trying to be better on offense, but the defense really suffered early.
Help the people watching at home understand why, when you have a formula that works, you would just flip it into a formula that doesn't work.
That's easy.
Well, go ahead.
No, you got it, Coach, but I know we all know what it is.
What happens is everybody wants to catch this group up here, and sometimes you say to yourself, we're not going to do it playing this way, so we have to play differently. You play differently, you get away from who you are. You get away from who you are, you better get some new players in there.
It's a copycat league. You got guys in your ear, and they're showing you all these analytics, all this night. It says that you need to play at this. We don't have the players for that. And so games are not won on a computer screen. Games are not won on your tablets. Games are won on the basketball court. If you don't have the personnel to play fast and to switch screen and rolls and do everything that Golden State does or Houston did last year, you can't try to emulate their style. You have to win your way. That's why Greg Popovich is so good and he's so revered as a basketball coach. He doesn't do what everybody else does. He plays to the strength of his lineups. More teams need to do that, especially the Utah Jazz. Try to play a little bit faster this year. They're figuring out they got to reel that back in. They have to play slower. And more importantly, I'm not sure if it's at the trade deadline or when it's buyout season. They have to get another playmaker in here with Donovan Mitchell. Ricky Rubio's good, but look at the shooting percentages. He just can't cut it as your secondary playmaker. It has to be somebody else if you're really serious about going to the playoffs and making noise in the Western Conference.
Great call, B. Wood. I want to go back to the Lakers for a minute. What is Luke Walton doing well with this team right now?
He has a handle on what he wants to do at each time of the game. When LeBron goes out, who's handling the ball, who you go into in those situations. He has a handle of when to bring LeBron back in again. against Cleveland, a great example the other night. He played with LeBron as far as took him out early, put him back in, took him out again, put him back in. Each time LeBron went out, that Laker team just fell way behind the Cavaliers. Cavaliers got up to an 11-point lead in that game. But then he puts LeBron back in at the right time. Down the stretch, he leaves him in, and LeBron makes decisions for you on the court. So I think he's got a real good feel right now for this team and who he can trust on the floor.
I think Luke Walton, like Coach has said, is doing a great job coaching LeBron. I think he's starting to empower some of his younger guys. We've seen tonight a couple early plays run for Brandon Ingram. That's always good. Get those young guys going early, feeling good about themselves. LeBron is good enough that he's always going to be able to figure it out. We saw that tonight. Had 4 points at halftime, finishes with 22. He's that type of player. So feeling it out, getting some of those young guys the ball. Also, the acquisition of Tyson Chandler, I think, solidifies the secondary unit so that they're always able to have a big body on the court. You don't want guys like Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, LeBron James being forced to be your last line of defense. That's what was happening before they got that trade for Tyson Chandler.
And now they have, when you combine the two guys in terms of JaVale McGee and Tyson Chandler, they're getting terrific center production. When you add them both together, it's right up there with the tops in the league.
Yeah, well, listen, these guys aren't going to wow you with the names. But what they do is they go out there and they do exactly what they're supposed to do. They set good screens, they block shots, they're athletic, they make plays at the rim on both ends. And I think JaVale's having a great year. This is the first year coaching staff has really trusted him to play a heavy amount of minutes, and the early returns are great. I think he's going to continue to improve, and shot blocking wise, he's giving you everything you need, one of the league leaders.
If you think about the Laker roster, what they did here, it's almost a 50-50 split of veteran guys like the Rondos and the LeBron James and the Tyson Chandlers. Okay, Beasley they bring back in. And then the new young guys. So they've got this balance in there of veteran experience that can help bring along these young guys. The young guys have the legs. They can run. The veteran guys can, let's just take care of business in the half-court area. We'll find.
Well, it was an ironic game. The Lakers came in fourth in the NBA in scoring, and you saw a very low-scoring game tonight. But cool stat for you guys to talk with your friends about. The Lakers are 6-1